So right about now, it's time for us to help somebody who is in need. But before we help somebody, my surprise. Hello, Madam Kathomi.
Hello, hello,
What's
hello.
popping?
Let me tell you, I am okay. All is well. We thank God. Traffic has become one of those things that is so menacing because
Yeah.
how does it take an hour and a half to get from Westlands to this place? It's crazy. But the rain is not doing any justice to people on the road, because there's something about rain and people and madness and driving.
Yeah.
So if you are on the road, I pray and hope that you get home soon. If you are planning on leaving the house, I would give it maybe 2 hours and then you can leave after that. But either way, welcome to the show, as I said. Or is it me who's being welcomed to the show?
Yeah, I'm welcoming you to the show.
Thank you for welcoming me to the show. And I think we get into Ask the Girls right now.
Exactly, as the girls.
Yes. So here is the message. They say, "Evening, ladies. My daughter doesn't recognize her dad, and she doesn't like him. She doesn't even like him to hold her. She cries a lot. It's worrying me because she is 2 years old and the dad is feeling some type of way. How do I juggle this situation?" And I think in any case where a child is rejecting the parent, it's very, very daunting. And I think we've even seen shows, there's a show I've been watching, it's called 90 Day Fiance, and you can really tell this kid hasn't been exposed to the dad for many years. So the child would literally cry when the mom is trying to hand her over to the dad. And of course, it's very scary because you have brought this child to this earth. Without you, you would not have managed to have this child, and they're now rejecting you. It's very painful. I can understand where the dad is coming from. However, I think it's one of those situations where you need to find a way to ease it in. As a parent, unfortunately, it is painful to realize that you may have to train your child to love you. It's very unfortunate. However, I think that's the only way you can do it. So ease into it. You can leave your child with this person for a few hours at a time. See that they end up having to accept this person, to give them comfort when they're crying, to feed them, and so on and so forth. So in small increments, leave your child with your husband, with the father, for chunks of time. Over time, it will build up. They will start to trust this person, and eventually they will start to recognize them as a significant person in their life. 2 years old is very, very young, but still it can be done. Small increments, 1 hour today, 2 hours next week, 3 hours the week after. I believe over time you should be able to like train this child into trusting this person and allowing them to be a source of parenting. That's how I would go.
Yeah. Rejection is one thing, but
painful.
rejection from a baby, it hurts. Even when a baby is a stranger and you do this and they do this, you're like, as in, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to hold you. But at the same time, it could be a case of there's an incident where this child felt unsafe around the dad. So maybe it's something you should look out for, especially if the dad has not been absent from this child's life, but this child literally recoils at the sight of this man. Maybe look into it, maybe investigate, because, children are not dumb.
They're not.
They're not like fishing this emotion and this rejection from the air. So maybe look into that, figure out why this child has such strong negative feelings towards the father. If there's no such thing, maybe it's just a thing of he's just recently come back into this child's life, then maybe exposure therapy,
Yes.
he's just around this child as much as possible, and it's always doing something positive, maybe watch TV together, do something together. Yeah, but be suspicious. We have heard of the stories.
You are right. It's not, we can't put it across or above anyone to do something nasty to a child. So yes, maybe also investigate and try and figure out what the issue is here, because she's right. The streets do be crazy these days. The streets do be crazy. We've seen children having been assaulted by their own parents,
True.
even their own fathers, as young as months. So actually, yeah, maybe that's what you need to find out.
That could be actually
Is
the
it
case.
the problem? Take the child to hospital, let them get tested, make sure that they're okay. If that's not it, then if they're physically okay, it's not anything scary that has been done to this child, then take the next step, which would be then to, unfortunately or unfortunately, also see a child's therapist.
Yeah.
Sometimes child therapists do help as well.
Yeah,
So
include somebody else. Whew, I hope we helped you. That is such a sensitive topic.
It is.
When it comes to children, you're never quite sure whether you're doing the right, thing, whether you're harming them. Whew, it is a lot.